Hi everyone, it's Sarah. So thank you so much for joining me today. I've had a crazy last couple of days, so I'm really glad it's Friday and that I'm feeling great. I am very happy about that because last couple of days, not so much, because I went into supraventricular tachycardia and Afib, which means that all four chambers of my heart were out of rhythm and pounding. And for hours and hours and hours, I had an appointment somewhere and had to go to the ER because it was just, I was so out of breath and everything, and I thought, oh, it just would not stop. So it's crazy, but that's the way things are. Went into ER and they took very good care of me, took some good echocardiograms and different things, and were able to actually find a couple of little problems that I was never told or aware of. And after treatment, it was from I think I was in there from 11:30 to 7 o'clock at night. They finally got my heart to go back into rhythm. They wanted to keep me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, only if it's necessary, because I've got two little dogs at home, no one to care for them, and which I've got to change. You know, this has taught me a lesson. Things have got to change. Now, I do have friends. I have a sweet girlfriend that said anytime I need, she'll come in, she'll do whatever. And she is like that. She's just amazing. But the problem is, my little dog, I got two. One's a little angel. And you could come into my house and she'd say, oh, I think Mama has a good pair of earrings or something, or, something. She'd show him around the house and ask him if he wants coffee. The other one, you try to come in this house and you're going to leave with something missing. And that's all I'm going to say. Use your imagination. It's going to be missing, because and I don't care who you are, she's going to protect. When I come home, she's a little different. But when I'm gone, yeah, nobody's coming in unless you don't mind chunks being missing and you're not the same person anymore. I'm just saying that's the way it is. So anyway, I get released from the hospital at 7 o'clock in the evening, starving. I couldn't think of food when you're feeling like that. I was worn out, exhausted, tired from all day. You know how they do you with the IVs and the needles and all that fun stuff. And so I told my husband, I don't care. Just stop somewhere and grab me something, because I felt faint. Even though the hospital earlier asked me, do you want something? Who could eat when your heart's pounding like crazy? So anyway, on the way home, 7 o'clock, we stopped, grabbed something to eat, head onto the road, get onto the highway to come home, and our car breaks down. I'm like, really? It breaks down. Smoke everywhere, just a problem. It's just one of those crazy things. So we were able to pull over to the side of the road. My husband's like, oh, call 911, because we didn't know what was going on, and it was pretty scary. But the police came. They were so wonderful, and they asked us if we wanted to call a tow truck on our own, which would be cheaper. But you know how long, it could be hours of waiting. Or they come fast, but you're going to pay for that. And so we're like, well, we're going to pay for it to get here. I'm like, who cares about money at this, not that we've got money to throw away or burn, but you have to use priorities and what's important at the moment. So anyway, after this long stint, they did come pretty fast for a tow truck. And they were able to tow us, and then we're going to tow us to a gas station. And we said, look, can you take us all the way home? And so after a few $100s more, they were able to do it. But you know what? We got home, and I'm so grateful for that. Got home, and I got two little dogs from the time we got home, which was, I don't know, 8:30, something like that, from in the morning when we had to leave. They held it all day. I couldn't believe it, and I was not going to blame them, or, that's the way it is. They're excellent little dogs, but they held it for me. They held it all day long. I don't want to put my dogs through that, and I felt just awful. And so I didn't care. Let them go. I don't care if they went to the bath. I'll just deal with it when I get home. I don't want them to suffer. So anyway, I had no idea I was going to be gone that long. It's crazy. Next time, better planning. Anyway, I get home and their tails wag and they jump all over me and give me all kinds of love. And then I open up the door and they dart out and they do their business. They come in and I do feed them and take care of them, and they've been so wonderful. And then yesterday I was in tachycardia again, although it wasn't as bad as when I was the day before where I had to be in ER, although it was a racing heart as if you were running really hard and it was pounding. So but after several hours, it finally converted back to normal. So here I am, afraid to have a cup of coffee or anything caffeine, but I think I know what triggered me. See, because I love spring. I love getting out there gardening. I love to dig into that dirt. I get my pitchfork and shovel and I fling the dirt around and dig holes. I planted an apple tree in the yard. Who knows when I'll see apples, but I don't care. It's just so pretty. And I planted some more, what do you call those bushes? Well, I planted some lilac bushes and the big flowery ones. I can't think of the name of. Oh, it'll come to me. Oh my goodness, this age. Anyway, I had fun with that, but I realized something's not right because I couldn't do it. And I think that was the last straw. And because of all the stress that I've been going through lately, and then this hard labor is what pushed me and triggered me into all of this. So I'm kind of like been relaxing and resting and taking it easy, although I will go out into the garden and I got a couple little flowers and just sit down and just with a little tiny shovel and just put a couple little plants in the ground because I love flowers. I've got flowers everywhere. I just love flowers. It just makes me happy. So I know things have to change. I'm 78 now. Sometimes it's hard for us to say, I can't do that anymore. But there's things we can do and new challenges and new things. Okay, so I can't do that. Maybe I'll hire somebody and just do the fun things. I don't have to do that hard labor anymore. So if worse comes to worse, I just have more houseplants. I'll work it out. That's what we got to do. We got to make the best of what we can. So today I feel great. I woke up feeling great. I had decaf coffee. I know I'm looking for my cappuccino. I got to have cappuccino. Espresso, that's my family line, and that's what I like. But it's okay. I can make, and I was thinking about decaf espresso. Don't tell anybody. But that's what I'm thinking. I can grind those beans up, and that's what I might, because I love my coffee. I'm not giving up my coffee. I told them I don't care. I'm not giving up coffee. There's ways to deal with it. So anyway, I feel great. Was able to give my dogs a bath, and I trimmed them today and did a few things that I needed to get done, just in case it happens again. The rest of the day, I'm drinking my green tea. I'm a tea lover as well. I'm drinking green tea. I drink at least 2 a day because I think it's good for us. Green, organic tea. And what else? Oh yeah, one of the ladies that watch my videos heard me talking about the sugar that I'm trying to get rid of. And so she recommended a book, and it's called Lick the Sugar Habit. And it tells you about what sugar addiction does and how it upsets your whole body chemistry, and learn what you can do to solve that problem. So I just got this book. It's by Nancy Appleton, who is a PhD. Just got it, so all I've been able to do at this time is browse it. But very interesting looking, and I can't wait to sit down and really, really get into this book. because it shares a lot. It shares a lot. So I'm anxious to look through this. Another thing I want to share, if you have high blood pressure or any of the problems that I'm going, I watched Dr. Ken Berry one day, and he talked about this blood pressure cuff or monitor and cuff. It's by Omron. It's Amazon. I do not get a commission. I don't earn anything through Amazon or anywhere else, but this is a great little machine. It records your blood pressure, it records your pulse, and if by chance you're not sure whether you're in Afib and you think you might be, I'm very sensitive. I can feel it when it comes on. It just comes on, and I can feel it, and I go to confirm it, and there it is. So this is a great little cuff, and I highly recommend it, and that book so far. I haven't read it yet, but browsing through it looks like it's going to be a great read in helping us to beat the sugar habit, get our bodies in good working condition. Look, I'm looking forward to being 80 years old. I know that's pretty old, but what's the alternative? And I'm very excited, and I want to live every moment that I have right now with as much joy, and I say this every video, and happiness, because we manufacture our own happiness. Things don't always go our way, so we look for ways to solve that and to problem solvers, because things aren't always going to go our way. Things aren't going to be always where we're in la la land happy, but we have to look for ways to solve our problems. So that's where I'm at with that. So anyway, aren't you glad you tuned in? You got to hear all about Afib and everything else. Well, I'm glad you tuned in, and I hope you're going to have a very good week, and let's all just keep as healthy as we can, avoid stress if you can, weed out your junk. Stick to priorities that's important in your life. Weed out the junk, because you deserve to be happy. And look for ways to prioritize things and get rid of the junk. That's what I'm doing in my life. Well, until the next video, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you very soon. Bye for now.